First, let's understand what is MFRS 8. MFRS 8 was introduced by the Malaysian Accounting Standards Board, or MASB, in 2009. It requires companies to disclose all information about different parts of their business called operating segments. MFRS 8 applies to specific types of company. First, publicly traded companies. Second, companies that are in the processing of issuing security. Or third, other companies that are volunteer to provide the segment information. What is the purposes or objective of MFRS 8? First, it can improve decision usefulness for users. MFRS 8 provides segment level data that help investor, analysts and other stakeholders understand how different parts of a company perform, where the company earns revenue, what risks and returns are associated with each segment. Second, it can enable assessment of performance and resource allocation. By showing how resources are allocated and how different business units are performing, MFRS 8 helps users to understand management's priorities and identify whether the segments are strong or weak. Next, we go to the Chief Operating Decision Making, which is CODM. What is the function of CODM? The function of CODM is to allocate resource and assess the performance of the operating segments. It is likely to vary from entity to entity. It may be the CEO, the Chief Operating Officer, the Senior Management Team, or the Board of Directors. The title or titles of the person identified as CODM is not relevant, as long as it is the person responsible for making strategic decisions about the entity segment. Next, let's look at two examples of CODM in public listed company Malaysia. First, we have FAR570 Malaysia. The CODM in FAR570 Malaysia is the individual or group responsible for allocating resources and assessing the performance of the company's operating segments. According to the company's governance structure, the CODM role is primarily held by the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, which is Mr. Tuan Eloy. He is also the founder of FAR570 and has been serving as CEO since March 23, 2010. Mr. Tuan Eloy is also supported by key executives including Azmi bin Zainal, Chief Operating Officer since March 23, 2010. Secondly, we have DKLS Industries Berhad. We have Group Managing Director Mr. Ding Poi Bo. He has held this position since April 18, 2007 and is a founding member of the company. Mr. Ding is responsible for the day-to-day management of the businesses, implementing the board's policies and ensuring the execution of strategic goals within the DKLS group.
Focus on the two types of segmental reports used in the financial reporting, as well as the key benefits this report brings to the financial statement users. To support our discussion, we will refer to the segmental report from a public listed Malaysian company, DKLS Industries Berhad. The first one, the geographical segment. A geographical segment breaks down a financial data based on different regions or markets that a company operates. Under MFRS 8, geographical segment refers to the disclosure requirement for entity, revenue and non-current asset by geographical area, including the country of the domicile and the foreign countries. This is common when the company operations are mostly concentrated in a country or region. Here is a snippet from DKLS segmental report for the year end 31st December 2024. As shown, the analysis of the revenue from external customers by geographical location. Malaysia contribute the most revenue at 164,038,374 ringgit, whereby increase from the last year, which is 156,632,559 ringgit. The Laos Democratic Republic is 50,666,697 ringgit, increase from the last year, which is 7,352,157 ringgit. Now moving on to the second type, the business segment. This classification is based on different products or services that a company offers. Each business segment may have distinct risks, returns and performance indicators. For example, DKLS segment is business into investment, construction, quarry, property development, utilities and others. This breakdown allows stakeholders to evaluate which divisions are generating the most revenue or incurring loss and tailor strategies accordingly. Now, we're going to the snippet for business segment. For the business segment, the quarry segment contribute the highest total revenue at over 114 million ringgit. The construction segment is 73 million ringgit, 762,256. The investment segment revenue is 9,723,715 ringgit. However, the property development segment record a segment loss of over 4.7 million ringgit.
Now, let's discuss about reportable segments and non-reportable segments. First, we have revenue. Reported revenues from sales to external customer and inter-segments are 10% or more. For profit and loss, absolute amount segments of profit or loss are 10% or more. For assets, segment assets are 10% or more of the total assets. For non-reportable segments, segments not meeting any of the 10% threshold are non-reportable segments. These are grouped together under the other segment in the report.
Now let's look at the two key benefits of segmental reporting for financial statement. The first one, segmental reporting enhanced decision making. With clear financial data on each segment, DKLS management can allocate resources more effectively, like continuing to invest in high-performing areas such as quarry or construction, while reassessing strategies in loss-making segments like property development. Second, it improves transparency. Detailed breakdowns give investors and analysts a clear picture of how each part of the company is performing. This fosters trust and allows external stakeholders to better assess the company's strengths and risks. By examining the KLS segmented performance, investors can make more informed evaluation of the company, operational efficiency, and long-term potential.
Next, I will present for the Part B, which is MFRS 134 Interim Financial Reporting. MFRS 134 Interim Financial Reporting set out the minimum content required for an interim financial report and prescribe the principle for recognition and measurement in complete or condensed financial statement for an interim period. The standard aims to ensure that interim reports provide timely and reliable information, thereby enhancing the ability of investors, creditors, and other stakeholders to assess an entity earnings capacity, cash flow, financial condition, and liquidity between annual reporting period. An interim period is defined as a financial reporting between shorter than a full year, and an interim financial report may contain either a complete set of financial statements as per MFRS 101 or a set of condensed financial statements as per MFRS 134. Next, there are two significant events and transactions that affect an entity's financial position and performance since the end of the last annual reporting period, which are changes in accounting policies. A change in accounting policies can happen because of new or updated accounting standards, like moving from MFRS 117 leases to MFRS 16. This change can affect the company's financial position and performance by showing new assets or liability on balance sheets. Next, we have impairment of asset. If a company finds that an asset like factory is worth less than its recorded value, it must record an impairment loss. For example, a factory value at 25 million might be worth only 18 million because of lower demand. So, the company record at 7 million loss. This reduces the total asset and profit on balance sheets. It also shows that the company might be facing problems with its assets and businesses. Next, for the period for current and comparative for each of the statement prepared by FAR570. First, we have statement of financial position, which is with its current interim report start from 31st March 2024 and its comparative interim report start from 31st March 2023. Next, for the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. For current interim reports for a 12 months start from 31st March 2023 until 31st March 2024. For the comparative interim reports start from 31st March 2022 until 31st March 2022 for a 12 months. We also have statement of equity changes for 12 months for each current interim report step from 31st March 2023 until 31st March 2024. For their comparative interim report, we start from 1st April 2022 until 31st March 2023. Lastly, we have statement of cash flow for 12 months. The current interim reports start from 1st April 2023 until 31st March 2024. And for their comparative interim reports start from 1st April 2022 until 31st March 2023. That's all from me. Thank you.